What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchet REACT, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we're back with another American reaction. So excited about this video. If you're new to us
and we're new to you,
make sure you scroll down,
hit that subscribe button,
and turn on the post notification bell,
because we're on the road to 200K.
And we cannot get there without you guys, alright? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Let's get it.
As a Black woman, living and traveling through Europe has been so incredibly liberating.
I would say my experience has been very different than what I'm used to.
Okay,
I think I have found and ultimately achieved the American dream outside the U.S.
Black Americans have long looked to other countries for a sense of freedom and belonging. But over the last decade, Black expats have become even more visible, if not more numerous.
They really see a kind of oasis for them to really create the life that they dreamed of in a way that's financially feasible, safe, and a bit more inclusive than what they found in the United States.
And the thing about it is that it's always avenues and different, options that's available for people when they look into these type of things. Sometimes they have no clue that this is even in existence.
Yeah.
Like, you can make a decision for yourself where you could go out the country or go into another state, and these qualifications will benefit you in so many numerous ways, but people don't be knowing. And I think with all of their stories, this is such a help. You know what I'm saying? It just brings eyes to that type of attention.
Definitely. You already know my favorite quote.
What is it?
Well, it's one of my favorite quotes.
You got me.
You'll never know higher than you'll never grow higher than you know.
That's the one. Yeah.
And just like you said, qualifications. So many people think that they have to meet certain requirements. No. Research, do your own research, and you'll see that it's really not much. It's really not much to decide where you want to go.
Yeah. Facts.
Where you can.
Political and civil unrest on the rise at home, we may see more Black citizens finding their American dreams abroad. For many Americans living abroad, including Black expats, the decision to leave the U.S. comes down to a simple question of money.
A majority of them, since they're already working from home, have found that it's easier for them to make that move, and finding it very financially lucrative for them to have that income from the U.S. and live in a place where it will have a cheaper cost of living.
That is important too. Think about it. If a person right now came to you and told you that, especially if you got kids, and you're married, right? You have the whole family, the whole 9, the whole 10. If somebody come to you and tell you right now that you have a job available for you that is required of you to be home, be with your children, travel, you know what I'm saying? And just have more time where you can breathe and not feel like you're doing a lot of excess work. Yeah. But it's required for you to move. You know what I'm saying?
I'll hop on that.
I'm hopping on it ASAP, and I think that's what it's about. It's the quality of life. And these opportunities that these people have created for themselves has just given that opportunity to have that quality of life. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what I love about social media. Because remember when we didn't have social media? At one point all we had was MySpace and then Facebook. But now that we have the top social media go-to is videos, right? We want to see videos of what people are doing. Sometimes people can be so in this box that they don't even know that they're in, that they don't know that this is possible for them.
100%. Yeah.
Our channel, this channel has grown so much and has grown us so much to where we finally did it. We finally went to another country for 3 months. And we saw what life could be like. That could be addicting.
Not just the lifestyle, everything about it is
everything. And I feel like for us, when we went, I was under this mental, I had a big mental block.
You had a shift.
All I was hearing was, what's that guy name on TikTok? Breaking news.
Oh,
He always come with something bad that's happening with the government.
Facts,
And I think this was at the time, this was March. So it was every day, and I felt the way it was making me feel. And it's not just him. It's just the headlines of what was changing, what they was getting rid of. One of the big things for me that has recently happened is they cut the funding for public broadcasting. And PBS is one of the stations that I just absolutely cherish. Have been cherishing since I was a child. And now I have children, and I depend on a lot of the resources that PBS has to share with my children, because they provide accurate information. And it's not coming from just one informational source. So it's just hearing all of that, and when we finally landed, I felt like I could breathe. And although it was only temporary, it was only 3 months, it's just knowing I can do this. Anybody can do it, even if it's for a week.
It was an achievement.
Yeah, it's more than an achievement. It's just being here is stressful sometimes, and I know other citizens feel the same way about their countries and things that's going on. But I vividly felt. I used to have a knot on the back of my neck. And it was like one of those humps, like the older people have, the elderly, they have.
I think that was from like stress.
It was from stress, because I hold my stress in my shoulders. Y'all, by the time we got on the plane to come back, I don't have that anymore.
It's gone. True story.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
I've been having that for years.
Yeah, that's crazy. It does that to you, though.
The expenses here, if you want to live comfortably, I'd say $2,000 US. I have lived here on less. And there are definitely people who live here on a lot more.
So I am living in a fully furnished 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment, which is around $250 on Myrie a month. So that's like around $650 US dollars per month that I pay in rent.
Our money absolutely goes further here than in the US. We make less money, but we're still living pretty comfortably.
The lower cost of living available in many foreign countries has been a big draw for US expats of all races. But for Black expats in particular, there's another reason to move abroad: being judged by their nationality instead of their skin color.
I would say that as I've traveled around the world, I'm typically an American first. And then I've also seen where quite often people are not as used to Black people traveling and being in whatever the space is. So it's almost like you're celebrated and people will come up to you and they want to talk and engage with you. So I found that it's been, maybe for the first time in my life, a privilege to be a Black person.
In Costa Rica, I feel that people are treated as humans first, because that's not always been my experience in the United States. I feel like I'm seen as a Black woman first, and that doesn't have the positive connotation that it does here.
I just get to exist here. I just get to exist in peace, and I'm not worried about someone following me around at the store or, treating me differently because of my skin color. I'm just seen as an American here.
It's difficult to say how many Black Americans are living abroad, but interest in Black expats has increased over the past 10 years.
Okay, so I want to touch on that a little bit. For us, it is important to go where people who look like us are, right? So we favor those countries, but there are countries that's on the top of our list, like European countries. Like, I want to go to the Netherlands. Okay, I want to go see what this bike culture about, because they be raving about it.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to go to Germany because of the history. There's just, I don't want to go somewhere and have a bad experience, because yes, I know they don't have the same, like, racism isn't overt like it is here,
right?
But I don't want to be that example. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I like to hear people's stories. Like, give me your digital footprint. I like to follow along and know what your story was, how things were, how people treated you. You know what I'm saying? Because if you are being successful in this area, if your children are having fun, if it's of a thriving community, then I'm going to definitely be around that spot too.
Yeah, and that's why, like, places like the UK, I don't really have, no bad feelings about traveling there, because we have a big UK following, and they have a similar history of some of the civil rights things that they have gone through.
Correct,
they've kind of worked through, I don't want to say kind of, but they have worked through some of those things, right? But there is a Black culture there, right? And also, when it comes to Brixton, is Brixton?
Brixton?
I think it's Brixton. I think so. If I'm wrong, forgive me. Okay, but I want to go there. I want to go see the culture and soak up the culture. So it's like, the more and more and more we learn about different places, the more easier it is and comfortable we feel of booking a ticket.
100%. That makes the most sense.
Especially during periods of political tension, like the 2024 presidential election. The visibility of Black expats has also risen as more and more post about their lives on platforms like TikTok and Instagram. A search for Black expats on Facebook groups yielded at least 200 groups devoted to Black people living abroad.
A lot of Black expats started to document their experiences, and the more they documented their experiences, the more it encouraged other people who were considering the move to do so.
There are also networks and apps devoted to Black travelers, like Expat, Green Book Global, and Nomadness. Online magazines like Travel Noir provide Black travelers with news and reviews of international destinations.
They really provide that safe space for people to decide and decipher whether they want to make that move. And if they do, it also provides the next steps from a firsthand account on how they can do so.
These communities show a wide range of destinations where Black expats are traveling.
Some of the places that I see a lot of Black expats moving to, Mexico is a really big one. Places like Mexico City, Playa del Carmen, and Merida, Mexico. Thailand is also a really popular destination with Black expats. And also Portugal has also a really great Black expat community as well.
Some countries have been more welcoming of Black expats than others. Ghana. Most notably Ghana, which announced its year of return in 2019, inviting members of the African diaspora to visit the country. Dr. Juanita Lewis, an American food scientist, moved to Accra, Ghana in 2020 and became a Ghanaian citizen 4 years later.
I've always wanted to live outside of the US, and that was always a goal of mine. It was just a matter of where.
Lewis had already spent time in Ghana working for the US State Department.
I really just enjoyed living here. I knew that it would be an easier transition. And also I wanted to explore more of the African continent, which of course I would have access to that here.
Making the move wasn't cheap. Lewis says she spent about $500 shipping her possessions to Ghana and about $1,000 for her Ghanaian work permit. She also had to pay a year's rent in advance for her apartment, roughly $3,000.
What, Juanita? $3,000 for a year, girl.
No, that ain't bad at all.
Juanita.
That is not bad at all. I feel like anybody see that opportunity, they should jump on it ASAP, bruh.
And she worked for the state, the U.S. state, whatever they said. Juanita.
What Nipsey said? Double up, double up.
Girl, that's 2 checks. People, that's 2 checks.
That exchange does get different.
Wait, what is it called? Bi-weekly.
Mm-hmm.
People who get paid bi-weekly. That's 2 checks. Not even that. That's 2 checks on low income.
1 year's rent is $3,000.
Child.
Let that sit on your spirit for a second.
But she says she had already saved up more than enough money for the move.
Before I came to Accra, I would say I had about maybe about $40,000.
Lewis now runs Crescendo Foods, a nonprofit shared commercial kitchen that works to educate and connect food professionals across Africa.
We are bringing people from across the diaspora to come to Ghana and learning about Ghanaian food systems, but it's not just doesn't just stop there. It's to actually learn food systems across the continent as a whole.
She says that even though running the organization takes a lot of effort, the Ghanaian approach to work is much different than in the U.S.
You know, in the U.S., we are thinking that everything is due right now. Everything is urgent. Everything is kind of a house on fire. And then here in Ghana, it's like, okay, you know what? Yes, it's important, but also I need to take care of myself and figure out what's more important before I get there. So that is a nice change.
But while moving abroad has been a boon to many Black Americans, it has not been without controversies. Digital nomads and tourists have been blamed in many parts of the world for rent hikes and increases in the cost of living. In Ghana,
talk about it.
Every single video we posted, this is a plug. Go to Life with Them. Go watch our Demouchets Abroad South
Africa
Check it out.
Series. The whole thing.
Okay.
Bomb.
There has not been an instance in person and online where a person didn't say, come move. But then we also got pushed back. Okay, like, no, it's the reason, y'all are the reason things are high and we can't afford where we live.
That's another conversation.
Like, y'all, we not the reason. We just visiting.
Right.
Don't put other people's problems on us. Okay, now the 3 months, listen, we could live here. You know, that's how it was.
No, it was very tempting. It was tempting. Because, man.
And it's not out the question.
2024, tensions rose between expats and local farmers who claimed their ancestral land had been taken from them for a diaspora settlement.
And that's why I really implore Black expats to do their research on destinations before they travel there. Don't go without researching the area's history and the area's culture, especially as it relates to land ownership, displacement, colonialism, etc. Do your research in that aspect to make sure that the destination that you're moving to is one that is more welcoming. There's already a vibrant culture wherever you want to move. Intertwine yourself within that. Support local businesses. Give back money to the community so that you can make sure you're moving responsibly.
Despite any cultural tensions, most of the Black expats that Make It spoke with say they don't have any intention of returning to the United States.
I agree.
No, as much as I love my friends and my family back in the States, I don't really see myself living there long term unless there's a reason that I have to go back, for family, of course. Ideally, I would love to retire abroad.
I am definitely happier living in Costa Rica than I used to be in the United States. I've gained my family back. I've gained the opportunity to spend time with them and create more freedom in myself, but also freedom within our family to explore our dreams and our passions.
I can honestly say I don't feel like we'll ever move back to the U.S. permanently. It is truly such a more fulfilling, more richer life abroad. The experiences that we've been able to have as a family abroad, just being able to see the world, to meet new people, to experience a new language, cultures, traditions, is just so special and something that we aren't really exposed to enough in the United States. So while I know that we won't be nomadic forever, I definitely know that our home is outside of the U.S.
And that's how it be. So make sure you guys go check their channel out. I think all this is basically just making a choice, doing something and having a real definite decision, and just block out the noise. Because once you block out the noise, and you can be a little selfish for once and do what's best for you. And I think that sometimes is the best decision. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody else's opinion probably won't be your story. It's just their story in their head. They do want to see you live out sometimes. Yeah, it'd be like that.
Yeah.
It'd
So,
be like that.
Is it time for us to leave?